Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at Pepper's Puzzles. This has absolutely nothing to do with the person called Pepper, who I play various games with, so don't be confused. This is a game by... they call themselves EMAD on Steam, but I believe that's just a shorthand for their actual name. They asked me to check this out, and it got my attention because it's the third or fourth Picross style game to get onto Steam. So I've covered a couple in the past already. This is the newest one that's coming out on August 8th. I'll be treading over kind of old ground in general about what Picross or Mosaic, Paint by Numbers, whatever other names you call the puzzle that came out of Japan in the 80s or something like that. But in general, this is a nice one. It's got a lot of similarities to the most recent one I covered, whose name escapes me at this precise moment. Because it's coming out prior to me recording this, the Steam store page is up, but it's not complete yet, so there is no price listed, so I can't give you a price. But what I can say is that there is an interesting mode I was not familiar with. In general, it does a couple of things different to what I'm used to as well, and I have played a lot of Picross style games, not just the ones I've done in this series, I mean on my phone, etc. as well, on the 3DS even. So it does some stuff I wasn't used to. And the gist of it is it comes across in these three gameplay modes. We're going to start with just Classic just to show you the basics in case you haven't seen the coverage of the other same style of games I've done in the past. In total there's about 400 puzzles apparently. Stars are not to be confused with number of puzzles incidentally, because for instance this is 1 star per puzzle whereas Classic is 3 stars per puzzle. Time Trial I haven't looked at, so we'll be doing that together to see what it's like. But let's jump into Classic and we can see a bunch of categories and a legally distinct Phoenix Wright, I'm sure. So I've done a little bit of the basic warm-ups and then I just kind of delved into a couple of the other ones just to test it. There is 2 pages worth, each of which is... what is that? Is that 15? Yeah, 15 puzzles. Themed around whatever the initial picture was. So that was sci-fi, this would be Christmas. Oh no, that's actually influential. Santa's an influential character. Okay. That's fine. Actually, is it video games then for this one? Yeah, okay. Well, actually, why don't we stay in the video game category? So the way Picross works, you have a puzzle grid, and I'm used to 5 by 5, 10 by 10, 15 by 15, 20 by 20, 25 by 25, which is actually how it's largely doing it here. What I'm not used to is what this game does is it brings in odd sizes to work with. Like for instance, let's say, is there one in here? 7 by 7. I'm not used to working in a 7 by 7 grid, and in here there's a few more as well. A 15 by 17, a 15 by 20, a 15 by 10. So that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm so used to just working out when you're working out the puzzle, working with the multiples of 5, 10, or not multiples, you know what I mean. It's easier to work out spacing because it's always 5, 10, 15, 20. So it threw me for a loop a little bit in a good way. I liked having that kind of variance. But anyway, video games, let's start with a simple 10 by 10 grid. So this is what a Picross puzzle looks like. The idea is you left click to fill a square, you right click to say that's not a square that's filled in, and you want to try and fill in a shape before the... well, I say before the time runs out rather. You've got to do it in under 5 minutes to get 3 stars. Not that stars particularly mean anything other than bragging rights, but you have to use a bunch of, like, you infer where you think squares can be filled in to kind of get you started. The game also has a nice, neat mode. Unfortunately, it's only there for the warm-up rounds where you can turn on a help thing that's usually up here in the top. I'm pausing just so I don't waste my time here. In the top here, which makes rows blue if there's any part of it which can be filled in without having to guess anything. So it's a nice little starter thing. But anyway, let's see what we can do here. This square has 7 out of 10 squares filled, so if we do like 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can guarantee that those are definitely filled because no matter where we start this row, they are always filled. So we can start with that. Then perhaps we could maybe do... let's see, what else could we do? Well, that's definitely a 1. Oops. So we can do that for sure. That's not guaranteed to be the 1 here. So we're going to have to ignore that for now. Let's see, 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space. 1 space. So we know that roughly speaking those 4 are filled, but I don't like doing that many. Yeah. 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we know those are definitely filled. So if we do that. So this is 3 and 3, and they're not allowed to touch. So these 4 squares, 3 of them are filled, and these 5 squares, 3 of them are filled. So no matter what combination, we know for sure that those 2 are filled, and we know that that 1 is filled. So far so good, I hope. So this is 4, so assuming that it definitely starts here, or rather this is as close, this is the first square it can be, so that means those 2 there are definitely filled in. So we know now that that can't be filled in, because that square or that square finishes the 2, and we know that this one is part of the 4. I'm probably making this sound more complicated than it is, so that also has to be like that. If you're not following, this is what I say every time I cover a Picross game. They are a lot simpler than it looks, and a lot simpler than it is to actually explain. So that must be the 5 then. Yeah, that has to be the 5, which means that's there, which means in turn that's there. Starting to speed up a little bit now, not that, again, we're hurting for time. Let's see, what else can we do here? That's definitely there, which in turn means that's the 6. Whoops. That was my bad right clicking, that wasn't anything to do with the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that's done. Let's see, what else can we do here? That row is now entirely finished. That's obviously there. We're getting there. That's this row. Whoop. This row done as well. That has to be like that. Oh, we know that's the 1 for the 2 and 1 in this row. So that's done as well. Next we can... I mean the 2 could be there. I can't say for sure, but it's not here yet. So let's see, 3. 1, 2, 3. These 2 are both filled in actually, so that gives us enough information to do that, to do that, do that. Nearly done. Done that and that. The music's good. I hope that it's either something they've had made for the game or it's public domain. Because I do have it a little bit louder than I would normally, because I like it. So then that's like that. No, that's not like that. That's like that. Thank goodness it doesn't penalise you just for putting down a square by accident. And then we're done. I was going to say that was a squid from Mario. It's not a squid from Mario, it's a mushroom. Familiar mushroom. So that was just one of the category. I guess we could maybe jump to, say... Well, 15 by 13 is a weird one. I'll probably struggle on it, because again, I'm used to like 15 by 15. Let's struggle. Let's struggle with a 15 by 13. So... 15 by 13, right? 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 3. Yeah, okay. So then, we know that that many of that row has to be filled, because no matter how you do it, that's how 11 of them are filled in. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know for sure that one's filled in. 7 we can't really do anything with yet. Let's see, 2, and then a space, and then 10 would leave 2 here. Actually, we know for sure that like that middle 5 is... Well, actually, I can't say for sure because I'm not going to stop and work out every connotation, but I think if the 2 starts there, that's filled in. If the 2 starts here, that's filled in. If the 2 starts here, that's still filled in. So yeah, actually, that is perfectly correct. Oh, what I should do actually is go back to a previous one so I can show you the help mode I was talking about, because it is a good help mode. It's better than the help mode that was in the last Picross game I covered. Let's put it that way. Which I found a little bit overly confusing, although the creator of that one did actually go into the comment section and explain how it was meant to work. So actually, yeah, we learned quite a lot here. So what can we do with all this information? We can do that to do that. This, if that's the 1, ooh, that may mean I've made a mistake actually. 1 space, oh actually no, I think it actually gives us the answer. This has to be the 2 because it can't be the 3 obviously because there's no room, and if it was the 1 there isn't enough room for the rest of the row to be here, so that has to be the 2, which means the rest of the row has to be that. Unless I buggered something up. That's the only way that fits in. So we'll work on the premise that I didn't bugger up for now, but we'll see soon whether I made a mistake or not. As I say, I'm not used to working with a grid this shape. So, we know for sure that can't be included, we know for sure that can't be included, or that, which in turn gives us our 8 probably, in less space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh. Nope, can't say for sure that that's not, oh actually, that's exactly how that is. I used information gained from this row to fill in this column. So that could be the 2 that we want here, or it could be the 3. We don't know for sure. What we do know for sure is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's definitely filled in. And we know for sure that one isn't. We're slowly and surely getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know for those 4 are definitely filled in. Let's see. 1 space, 1, 2, 3 space 2. Could be that way, but I don't know enough about it yet. So that's a 1. That means the 3 of this column. That means it has to include those 2. So we have that. That means those 2 are definitely not included, which in turn does that. So this is the 3. We'll do that. That's a 2. We roll that out. So this is the 6. So that means that square is not included. So in turn, that one is not included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm already into it. I love Picross. I can't help it. It is addictive as hell. I love these puzzles. They get real hard. Usually, so this is the 3 somewhere here, so this is the 2 for sure. Whoops. Sorry, my left mouse button is playing up at the moment. So that actually is exactly how that goes. We have the 2 here, which means this is definitely the 1, which in turn gives us that. That gives us that. We are steadily approaching completion. So that's the 2 that has to be included. That. Still not sure what this is meant to be yet, in terms of like something to do with video games. So I filled in the 7. That has to be like that. It's meant to be a cactuar, maybe? I'm not sure. No, there's no arm over this side. Okay, well, we know that's not done, so actually that's like that, that is like that, and that is like that. Castle? Oh, it's a Bubble Bubble. Oh, sorry, it's not Bubble Bubble, it's Bubble Dragon. It's Tamamitsune. Alright, well hang on, if we go back to warm-up, I'll show you the help mode I was talking about. We'll do 7x7. Yeah, here it is. So if you do this, the ones that are highlighted in blue, you can fill in some of, not necessarily all, but some of the row without having to make any form of guess. So obviously the 7s mean like that. That means like that. These rows are done. With 6 we can tell that that's like that. Let's see here. That's going to be like that. It's done. It's a floppy disk, yeah. Ancient technology. Why are you making me feel old, game? I don't appreciate that. So that's how these categories go. It's, other than being occasionally shapes of grid that I'm not used to, your standard Picross type of fare, themed around certain things. It'll keep you busy for a while. That's fine. Mosaic mode is where you have a huge picture, and where each individual box on this board is another portion of finishing the entire picture. There's only 2, but obviously each one is comprised of crap tons of puzzles. Now what this does lead to, while being interesting, is boxes like this one and this one, where most of it isn't needing to be filled in. I think maybe if we pick this one, we're probably going to get, I think this is part of a cloud, so if we do this, this should have a lot to fill in. Hopefully. Oh, this also has the mode here. We don't really need it on though, so let's see what we can do. 15 in a 15 by 15 grid means that all these just get filled in straight away, so I was right about that part. These parts don't get filled in. Yeah, I think it literally is the same puzzle in reverse. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can do that much. We can do that. We can do that. I'm trying to get through this one quickly because this one is easy. We can do that. Whoops. Like that. Again, it's very thankful that it doesn't penalise you for accidentally misclicking, especially when you have a mouse that's playing up right now. So that's definitely not like that. Let's do that. Let's see. One of these squares is occupied, the other one is not. Yeah, it's the middle part of the cloud. So that's like that. That is like, not like that, like that. Space. 2 space. Let's see, it's like that. Done. So that is a larger portion of Moonlight Warrior, Cell 18. You only get 1 star for filling out each section of this, but again, you're forming more of a picture. So that's how that works. Time consuming. I imagine it will look amazing when it's done, and as I say, some of the squares are just like, there's a tiny section to fill in. So that's a little bit of a downside to it. But other than that, so time trials. Play against time to beat fast-paced logic challenges. I have not even went into this, so we will get a little cutscene with Pepper here. Or, yes, here we go. In this mode, you'll have to solve a series of puzzles generated by the computer as fast as you can. Try to get 3 stars in all of them. It's a difficult challenge for experienced players, so don't give up until you get good results at first. Practice a bit more in the other modes. That sentence could have been written better. Good luck. So 5x5, 7x7, 10x10. The climb, Meek versus Giant, the marathon, an hour? Good grief, yeah, that's a very fitting picture. Right, we'll try the 5x5 challenge. Target time is a minute. Okay, well. We know that much, we know that much, we know that. So this is multiple puzzles, right? So I really want it to be going faster in this, unfortunately. They're not exactly super easy either. Let's see, 5, so we know that's like that, like that. Oh, 3 of 5, I see. 2 space 1. Let's see, we know that much. So that's got to be where the 2 is there. 3 rules that out, so that means that's got to be like that. That's going to be the 2 right there. That's the 3 right there. There's the 3. Oops, 2. See here. Ah. The music's... I don't think the music's meant to be tense, but for some reason it's making me tense. If I messed that up, there we go. Notice my mistake at the end there, though. I also can't tell if these are randomly generated or set. It made it sound like it was potentially randomly generated. Rule that out, that has to go there, which in turn goes there, goes there, goes there. I only got 1 star. That was tough. So the target time was 1 minute, and I did it in 1:37. Not terrible, I would say. Could be better, obviously. Could be worse. I don't like being put on the spot like that. That's the only thing. Still, that's an interesting mode. This is a nice amount of content. So, really, in terms of like potential downsides, if you are really into Picross like I am, I don't know what the asking price is. Assuming that it isn't some insane out there cost, then I think this is probably the Picross game on Steam that seems to have had the most effort put into making it presentable to everyone, as opposed to people just interested in the puzzling. Like some of the other ones I've covered, they work perfectly fine. They're not as nicely presented as this one. Although keep in mind, I didn't play the most expensive Picross game on Steam. The one I played was free, and one I played was a discount price. So we'll see where this one fits in. Let's finish with one more video game related puzzle. We'll do let's do a, I don't know, 15 by 15. Sure. Let's see what we can do here. 10, 13, so we can do it like that. I think I did one too many there actually. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3, 4, hang on, 1, 5, 10, there. Can actually infer that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll out those. Actually, you can usually tell how roughly difficult a puzzle will be based on how big it is in relation to how small the numbers are that you're having to work with. Well, we know that much. I think this is one where working out where squares are not filled is as important as where they are. Case in point, we know those are connected as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know those are not. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those could be. Let's see. So we can also rule out those and those, which in turn rules out that and that. I feel like I'm still having to rush even though I don't. But this is not, well, it is timed, but it's not the timed trial mode. So therefore, you don't need to rush. You're going to end up making a mistake if you carry on. I may already have made a mistake. I don't know. Let's see. What else could we infer here? It's most likely the 6, but I can't guarantee it. Let's see, 5, 10, space 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think those are guaranteed filled in. I might be miscounting. 1 space 1, 2, 3. I think this one is as well, actually. Which would mean it has to be like that. I might have made a mistake there, but in the efforts of trying to go a little bit faster, let's assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is actually like a quick rewind button down here. You can unwind, redo. I don't know if it applies a penalty or not. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're playing against yourself here, no one else. So 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so this has to be the 6 here. Assuming I've done everything right so far, which I may not have. So we know that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. You can roll that out. So what else can we do here? Good question, me. Thanks, me. Trust me to pick a not obvious one to end on. Let's see. A little bit more here or here and I could rule out where this 4 is. For that. Let's see, this is the 3 here. 1, 2, 3. That means, although that, no, if that's the 4, that I cannot guarantee that those are not part of the puzzle. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 2 are definitely part of it. I was missing something obvious there. So that's 5. So that means those are definitely not included, so that rules out those. So that means that's the 2 actually, and that's the 1. Alright. If I did make a mistake prior to this point, then it's letting me go very far before I'm getting penalised, rather, because this all seems to be working out so far. Did I start and end that with so far? I hate when that happens. Yeah, we're cooking with gas now. So, those have to be connected like that. That has to be connected. So are those. 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are definitely not included, which means I have made a mistake. Bugger. Yeah. Because that can't be 1. And that can't be 1 either. Yeah, so I made a mistake. I might be able to... Yeah, I should have noticed when I tried to do this. That definitely has to be filled in. So up till that point, I think that's right. Maybe I just misclicked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that would mean that has to be like that, and that doesn't make any sense either. I did mess up, unfortunately. I was going too fast for my own good, and I made a mistake at some point over in this area. So now it's not adding up. And I can't see the obvious error that I did. It's well, obviously one of these rows is incorrect. That's what it is, but I don't know which row it is. Best guess would be the bottom row, but I can't prove that. Maybe if we do this. No, because that would roll that out. We might be on to something now. Did I find my mistake in time? Maybe. Maybe. So it would be like that. That would be like that. That's like that. Nope, we're not back on because that's still not linking up right there. It would have to be like that. Which would mean not there. I clearly don't know what 6 is. Because that's... yeah, I messed up something early on, unfortunately. It's probably something like over here. Damn, alright, I'm going to have to cancel this one out. At this point, it would have been better to restart because I messed up. I was trying to fix it on the fly, obviously messed it up. There's proof that I can't just do all of them instantly. Sometimes you have to sit and think, and I wasn't doing that because I'm focusing on what I'm saying. Still, this has been a look at Pepper's Puzzles. It is available on Steam as of August 8th. I think this will be getting up around about that time, if not just before. Check out the link to the Steam store page in the description box below if you want to check it out. As per always, when I cover Picross Game, it gets my recommendation because I like Picross. This is the nicest presented one that I've played of the ones on Steam. So I encourage you to check it out, assuming it's not some ludicrous cost by the time it does actually get a page with a full price listing. Check it out for yourself. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. I'm going to go tackle that puzzle now. Ta-ta for now.